Hey, Tim. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
All right. Yeah, one sec here. I'm gonna get my other screen going and we'll get going. Oh. I feel like I let the kids down by not having a puppet show.
I was bummed about that more than anyone. I know you do. Should be okay.
Oh, man. I just headbutted your sister.
I didn't plan it well enough. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have anything set up for the kids.
I liked the jokes today. The
Yeah.
rocket ship one might have been my favorite.
Which one?
The rocket ship.
Oh yeah.
Rocket chip.
Yeah, that was good.
Are you gonna sit on my shoulder? Are you gonna get down? Because I need a partner. So go say night to Cece so you can be my partner.
What's up, Twyla?
You don't want to be my partner? Okay, I'm gonna use the dog and the pillow.
There's your partner.
Good night.
Good night, your sister. No, not in her room. Because she's already really cranky.
My dog's like 10 or 11, so she's totally for it. She's like, okay.
Oh, I got you.
Come here.
Can you put something on for her, babe?
Yeah.
Mommy, when mommy's done, I'm putting you to bed.
Okay.
All right, I'll figure it out. What's on the roofing stick thing?
You get more people watching the YouTube than Zoom?
It's probably 50-50. It's the participation level is not as high as I'd like it to be, but I get it. People are kind of all over the map right now. So
yeah.
But and it's a little odd for some people, I think, to do it in this manner. I think they're, they have to adapt to it a little. So yeah. We'll see what happens. Oh, and I got a special guest today. It's going to show some techniques, a technique or two, I don't know. But probably what we'll do today, what the plan is today, let me pull up my little curriculum. The plan today is to go over, let's see. Come on.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, what's going on? Our special guest just arrived.
What's up? Making beats?
So we'll do some drills. I got 5 drills, and then I'm going to share with you guys a YouTube link to check out. There's it's like a bunch of jiu-jitsu drills like in 6 minutes or something. There's a lot of good solo drills in there. I know like it kind of sucks because we don't have active partners to train with too much, but those drills will help a little bit. And then I'm going to show you guys a partner drill. If you can scrounge up a partner and make somebody train with you, I'll show you one. And then Chad is here. He's going to show some stuff. And then if there's time after that, we'll watch a video of a Metamoris 1. The final was Hidon Gracie. You come on down, dude. And Andre Galval. We'll watch that match. So it's pretty good pretty good stuff there. So yeah, dude, what's going on, Chad? You got to slide up here, get on camera. You guys know Chad, right?
And then also give a shout out to Laura. She's watching too.
Laura's watching.
Jessica's best
Hey,
friend.
Laura, what's up?
What up, dude?
We're twinning, dude.
Yeah, right. There you go, man.
Great hoodie.
It got windy out there, dude. Like, took a little walk, and I don't want to get sick, man. So I'm bundling up.
Stay warm, isn't it?
Everyone's all afraid. Okay, so the solo drills, I'll show you guys today. There's 5 drills. They're pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you guys the drills. And then I'll share with you the link. And then I'm going to demonstrate the no hands arm bar drill with Chad. Pretty straightforward. So if you have a partner, you could practice that drill on your partner. And then we'll go into the technique part. Chad's going to show some stuff. And then, like I said, if there's time, we'll do the video breakdown. Otherwise, we'll save that for tomorrow. Make sense? All right, let's go. So sit outs look like this. We're going to start with sit outs. Sit outs are pretty straightforward. We're going to start on our hands and our knees like this. And we're stepping up and we're going to slide our leg through. Boom. Right? So that's the sit out. And this kind of shows up if, like, let's say I try to get a takedown on Chad. Can I use it? Chad sprawls on me and I'm here like this. But you put your weight down on me, like, boom, he's like this. I can't stay here, right? So I can hit that sit out to try to come around to the back. All right. So that's kind of how that drill shows up. So the sit outs, they work. I got to take the sweater off now. It's too hot. The sit out is going to work like this. All right. So yeah, that's it, Sean. Boom. And you're sliding your hip through. Boom. Nice. We want to make sure the elbow comes up high and the head follows. Boom, to come through. Oh, nice. So that's the sit out. So that's one drill that we can work, and it helps us kind of deal with when we take a shot or somebody is on top of us and we're turtled. All right. The sit out. All right. The next one is the sit around. All right. So the way that works is you do the sit out, boom, but instead of staying in the sit out, your hand goes to the mat and you come around to the other side. All right. So you sit through, boom, your hand goes down. Now your belly to the sky. You don't sit your butt down. You keep it off the mat. And now you slide through to the other side. All right. So some people call these a box. It's called a box drill.
It's like it feels like a breakdance drill.
Yeah, for sure. So you come through, boom, base. So this is another good one. It's kind of funny. Like, I think what's going to happen in the jiu-jitsu world is shadow grappling is going to become a part of what people do. And if you think about it, shadow boxing is a huge part of stand-up.
Yeah.
You see shadow boxing a lot. People throw strikes. Hardly anybody shadow grapples.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you just, I don't know why, but doing drills like this is a big part of that. So the sit out and then the sit around here, hand down, boom, boom, boom. All right. So the plan then is like, when you're like, dude, what I want you guys to do is when you're jonesing for training partners and to train, I want you guys to do, like, follow these drills and do them. That's why I'm giving them to you. So you guys have like 5, 6, 7 drills you can bang out, take you 20 or 30 minutes, and you burn some energy, but you also get your jiu-jitsu work in. So sit outs and sit arounds, those are super helpful when you're going for takedowns. Leg circles, this is dealing with off of our back, and this is just mostly kind of building up our leg and our hip movement. So we circle with our leg, and the trick is to let your hips swivel as you do it. So you want to be moving your hips. You don't want your hips to be static. Yeah. So you could go big circles or wide circles, and then you can go the other way. Some people call them egg beaters. But the reason these are effective is when somebody's trying to pass your guard and they're standing from open guard, you use these types of motions to deflect the hands and also to work your hooks in. All right, so these are really good. If you keep your head off the mat, It works your abs, kind of forces you to stay in this nice position. Leg circles. Those are important. Let's see what the chat is up here. Hey, Beto. Yeah, it's one of my favorite matches too. All right, so we got leg circles. All right. So sit out, sit arounds, leg circles, and then hip ups. These are good for like your triangles, your armbar drills. You're just gonna bring your hips up, and then you're gonna pop them at the top. So they come up, and you pop them. So up, pop, up, pop. You want to extend them straight up. When you get used to that movement, you throw the triangle on it. Nice. Perfect. So those are the sit-ups or the hip-ups. And then that end of that, we can do the hip drive-throughs, which you hip up and then you come all the way up and you drive your hip through. And you go back, you hip up, you come the other way, all the way through. When you come up like this, one knee down, one foot up, so you can rock up and push that hip through. Any questions on those drills? Those drills make sense to y'all? I think they do.
Yeah. Yeah, babe, come here. Okay.
He's got the live chat on there.
Yeah, on here. And we got live. That's for just YouTube is just more like people can watch it and they can chat, but they can't really see you or talk to you. You know? Yeah. So we got hip ups. All right. So we got sit outs. We got the sit arounds. We got the leg circles, the hip ups where you pop your hips, and you got the hip up drive throughs. Okay, so I'm gonna send you guys a link out with in text that has the two links that we're dealing with today. So you could open up the video. It's this guy named Jason Scully. He runs Grappler's Guide. It's funny because he's been doing these videos for like forever, dude. He'll show things like 30 arm bars in 4 minutes, and he'll show you 30 different armbar variations. And it's just like super quick, boom, 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 edited together. Well, he's got these solo drills. They've been out forever, for like 10 years, some of the videos. Mm-hmm. And it'll be like 30 solo drills in 8 minutes.
What school is he at? His own academy?
I don't know where he's at. I know he runs Grappler's Guide. He probably has an academy of some kind. Yeah, he's got a lot of good drills and stuff. So those are our solo drills that you can work on. This week, we're going to do these on Wednesday and Friday as well. Sit outs, sit arounds, leg circles, hip ups, and hip up drive throughs. Now I want to show you the no hands arm bar. All right. You need a partner to do this drill. When you do it, it's almost all leg and hip action. And what this does is it helps us keep a tight connection to our partner and build that connection up without having to use our arms. Let me show you what it looks like. So Chad will be in my guard. Let's go. Maybe this. Okay. So for this one, your partner's going to put their arms up high, about right here. All right. So I'm going to step on the hip, 1, and clamp. Now my opposite leg is going to chop, 2, and bring them over. Now I'm going to swivel my hip, 3, to get to the arm, right? If I had an arm, I could attack it. And then we go back down and we do it again on the other side. 1, 2, 3. And it kind of helps us, oh, that one sucks, build up that leg control that we need to make this work. One more time. 1, clamp. You have to pinch. You have to lift your hips up and pinch with your knee. Now your opposite foot, this clamping leg is the most important leg on an arm lock. I need to break posture. I need to get his head off of center and it makes it easy now to bring this leg over. For the arm bar, your back stays flat on the mat. Watch, because if it doesn't, if my clamp sucks, to make up for it, I have to bring my back up off the mat like this, and I'll get stacked and pass. All right, so this one, when you set it up, you step on the hip, you clamp, and you bring your legs over. That's hella funny, Sean. I gotta make sure that one ends up on the on the stream. That one's great. If you have a partner, I want you to work on that one. No hands armbar. Like if you can hit like 20 reps a day on it, it'll really help your armbar. Because then once you could add your hands to control posture and control the arm, your leg, you come to find out your legs do like 80% of the work in an arm bar. We get so caught up with the arms and grabbing and pulling, we kind of forget that the legs and the hip are the most important part. Does that make sense, y'all? Does anybody have any questions? Doing good? See if there's questions up there. Oh, awesome.
So how does this work? They can turn their screen on also, and we can see them if they're in the room.
Yeah. So like Casey, Stella, they just don't have their cameras on.
I see.
If they wanted to, we could see them.
And who takes priority? Who's ever speaking?
Whoever's talking will come up on the screen. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
On mine, I pinned you guys so that even if I'm talking or someone else is talking, like you guys are always pinned, so I always see you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You can do it that way too. Where like right now, Sean is pinned. We have him, but you could go like we just wanted to see us. You can do it this way, or you can go like.
For some stupid reason on the Chromebook though, where I was at the Pee Wee class, I couldn't pin you guys, so I kept around.
Yeah. That is weird.
It was because I had to do a Chrome app. Like this is off my PC, so it's different.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. And then the cool thing about Zoom is it'll live stream out to YouTube for you, so you don't have to do.
So you're running this through Zoom?
Yeah. So those are the drills. We got sit out, sit around, leg circles, hip ups, and the hip up with the drive through. I want you guys to work on those this week. Every day. You all got time. I know you all got time. You ain't doing shit.
I'm working so much. I got like 60 hours last week.
Well, I don't want to hear it. You do it. And then the partner drill, no hands, arm bar. You're going to have strong base. If their base is like floppy, then they're going to fall over. But as long as they keep a strong base, it should work out good. Makes sense? There's your partner. All right. So Chad's here tonight. We're going to talk about, I know for sure we're going to talk about the Barnett choke.
Oh, I forgot about
right?
that.
Is that the one you want to do?
No, but we can talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So the Barnett choke, I want Chad to show that, and then whatever else is cool, man. Yeah. The Barnett choke is called the Barnett choke. It's really like a scarf hold choke, but they're calling it Barnett choke because Josh Barnett got Dean Lister with it, and it Metamoris, huh? Yeah. So let me show you guys the choke real quick. I think I could pull the choke up, and then we'll do it and we'll talk about it.
I'll kind of have a partner once my wife is done putting the little one down.
Yeah, no worries. You got that on Dean Lister, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I started really becoming a fan of the catch wrestling. I think this stuff works.
All right, here we go.
I was going to put the bigger one down, so.
All right, let me blow this up.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. I can see it off of you.
Yeah.
I was like, I can move around the computer a little bit, but I kind of suck.
All right, here we go. The choke is, it's a headlock where you crank up on it and you compress. You essentially compress the head into the chest. Super hard to breathe. It's a crank. And you
but I see, it's like a variation of having the one arm in, the one arm out, though.
It's like a head and arm style choke. Really hard to get out of. I mean, Barnett's a gigantic dude anyway, but Dean Lister's not easy to tap at all. Like that guy does not tap. to anything. Oh yeah, my screen sharing ended. So he's pretty solid, and to get him to tap is pretty hardcore. All right, so let's talk about it.
So the way this was taught to me was it's not actually like a choke. It's more of a diaphragm crush. And what you're trying to do is you want to compress their diaphragm, which is here in their chest. So you're going to get here in the scarf position. Okay. And sometimes people will have their arm here around this arm, but I like to be here around their head. So then I can place my hand on my own hamstring right here. Can you see? So
Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay? And I want to sit way through. I want to sit as far up as I can. Okay. With this leg. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to lean your head back to their opposite pocket. So Tim's opposite pocket for me is his right pocket. So I'm going to grasp my hands together and I want to stay high up on his head. Okay. I'm sitting way through. Then I'm going to lean back into his far pocket and lift his head at the same time. And what will happen is he'll have a breath, but it'll slowly get less and less until he can't breathe at all.
You can't take the breath back in.
Right. So it's not so much a head and arm choke. I'm not really choking him with this shoulder in his neck. What I'm really doing is just crushing his diaphragm. I want to fold his body up like a folding chair. So I'm sitting way through, way up under his arm. I'm going to get high on his head. Don't be low because you're not going to be able to fold him properly. Get high on his head, lean back.
Nice.
And you'll finish him quickly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If Chad goes under my arm here, like that compression's not as strong.
And I can't get his head good here. If I do this, see, I'm not really getting anything. So if I'm here and I've already sat through, I want to switch this and I want to come here. Now I got all kind of weapons here. So I'm here tight, grasp, gable grip, sit.
The problem for me that being down there is that I can't take any air in. Like any air that you let out, you don't get back. So you go like, and then you try to, and you get that response,
less
right?
Until there's nothing left.
Absolutely, yeah. Some things to watch out for. Let me try it on you.
Yeah.
Is I think when you're trying this, if you're and you're in this position, and you got the choke, and you're here, and you're high on the head. And you're kind of like, I don't know, are you connecting your hands when you do it? Yeah. And you're moving back this way, right? Is that if you have like flat legs or you don't have a base leg, person on bottom may be able to push you up, right? So you got to watch for that. I think that's the main one.
Yeah.
And if you get too low on the neck, you're going to get the crank, but like Chad was saying, you need to be higher to fold it over.
Right.
You may end up getting way back here and not being able to finish it, but you slide that arm up. Yeah, I see.
Is he able when he's in the defensive position? Is he able to cross face you and then get the leg over the head too to peel you off as well?
Yeah. So what he's saying, watch, do it to me. Here's what he's saying. The classic headlock escape is if I can frame, right? The trick on this is I still need to be able to kind of turn in. If I can turn in, it kind of changes the whole angle of this. Now, if he tries to get the crank on me, it's different. I can get my leg over. But if I'm flat on my back here, much harder. So if he starts, just go slow.
Back a tiny bit.
Oh, no. Sorry about that. All right. So if we're here and I'm flat, and now he starts going, I can probably frame. I might be able to get my leg over, but I can't get him back because my body's in the way.
Right. Okay. So you got
That's what I always do here. I've never got pushed back. So what I do is I sit way far forward, and this front leg I extend out. This side leg is always on my ball of my feet, and I lean forward until I gable grip, and then right here I lean back. And so he can't really push me because I have my weight too far forward on him.
What you're saying, you clinch up almost. Huh?
So really what you want to do is as soon as you come here, grab your hamstring and really get tight on him, get down. And I already have my leg way up here. Okay, I'm here. Now grab high on the head and then sit back. And by then it's too late.
Oh, yeah.
No, it looks good. Thanks, Chad.
Yeah.
That's and it's pretty like it's pretty effective in the sense that if you can't get it, as long as you don't get framed or pushed back over, you can let go and go back to something else.
Right.
You could be here and go like, it's not working. Let me reset. Does that make sense? Good
Yes.
one, Nogi, huh?
Perfect.
Good Nogi one. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What else
Catch
you got?
wrestling. I wanted to show a pass. So if you're on your back and Z guard or knee shield. Let me see. Maybe we start with this. So just do that way. So people get in this position a lot. Okay. He got the knee shield. He doesn't want to let me pass this way. Okay. So you've probably been taught a million times. We're going to weave this in, and we want to try to collapse this knee. Okay. But now you still got a problem. He still has this arm. He's still giving me a lot of problems. I can't really figure out which way I want to go. So this is what we're going to do. He starts here in the knee shield. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weave the head first. Secondly, I'm going to grab his top hand and I'm going to feed it to my hand that's weaved in. Now I'm going to put my head down on his arm to stay tight. Okay. Now we're here. Tim, can you get your arm out? He can't get his arm out no matter how hard he tries because I have too much power here for him. Next, with my right leg that's inside the knee shield, I'm going to sprawl back just with that leg. Then with this hand, I'm going to reach under and I'm going to grab his top leg. I'm going to grab behind his Achilles, pull it forward, lay on it like I'm sprawled out on it. Now I'm going to put my hand on top. Keep holding this. Come around until you're ready. Now release. Now here we are. Now you can go for your attacks. Let's give him another angle.
Yeah. Let's show him this side.
Yeah, here we are. We're having trouble passing. Yeah, he's giving me a lot of trouble with all this. First thing, I'm going to weave this in. Okay. Now, when I'm ready, I'm going to grab his top hand and I'm going to feed it to my hand. I'm going to put my head on his arm to give me more stability and more strength here. Okay. He can't get it out. Sprawl my right leg back. Reach under to his Achilles, his top leg. Pull it forward. Now, this is key. I don't know if you guys can see this.
This is
watch right here. Watch. Switch. Now I'm on top because I have to switch here and go here to get pressure down. Because if I just keep coming here and I come back, he's going to re-guard me. So go back. So here we are. I pulled this through. Before I go, I have to switch my hand grip to this. And I want to press it down. Now I come around, keep holding till I'm ready. Now here we go.
You see that grip is key. If he doesn't manage that foot, I'm going to retract it. And I think when you started working on this, you started doing this pass to me. I remember when you started doing it.
Yeah.
I started doing this to recover, and then eventually you started holding it in place.
So I never learned this before. No one taught me this. I learned this in live rolls by rolling with Tim because his guard is so good. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get past this. So I learned to feed this and hold it. At first, what I tried to do the bottom one. But that didn't work because he still had all this. So I said, let's do the top one. Feed this. Stay tight. Sprawl, pull. And then, like he said, when I first started doing it, I would just do this. And I'd come and he would re-guard me. And I'd say, oh, man, all is lost. And then I went to the next step where I figured out here. After I sprawl, switch this to top press. Now, see, I'm leaning all my weight on his top leg. He can't do anything. I can just come around here as slow as I want. Bam. Now you're ready to attack.
Makes sense?
Yeah, that was great.
Good?
You want to try it on me?
Sure.
I don't know what the best angle for this is. Maybe like this so they can see.
Yeah.
You're giving you all kind of problems.
So the hands in here.
Lead first. Feed and grab.
Oh, are you grabbing this way? Yeah.
Whichever way you feel like is best.
Are you
for
grabbing
I think I grab that way.
That way.
And then you put your head down. You're
I
really
see.
tight. You're switching my leg onto my arm
Yeah.
too. So your hand's
That
got
makes
it on my leg. Now you're
Oh.
gonna sprawl your right leg back. You reach under and pull. No. Yes. I feel totally vulnerable right now. I can't do anything. I can't go. Yeah.
You see how you got to keep when you start moving. Let me see that hand. When top hand. When you start moving right here, you got to make a decision which hand you're going to let go. If you let go of the bottom hand, this foot, he can bring it back in again.
Right.
So you got to let go of the hand.
Let go of the hand first.
And then it attaches.
Good point.
Nice. Yeah, that's a nice one. I can this pass. You've used this on me a bunch of times now, live rolling. Like we get into the battle for this pass now. Yeah,
and it works a lot.
Yeah,
it's
it
one of
does.
those things that I learned during live rolls, so I know it works.
Yeah.
It's effective. So
Yeah.
It wasn't something I just watched on YouTube and learned it. I learned it by actually rolling with you.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna work for you guys.
Yeah, that's some techniques we show them and we're like, try this, but it's like the two jujitsu things where it's like we show it like this, but it's probably gonna break down into something weird when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then these are the types of techniques where like they're built under the pressure of doing it, So sometimes when you show those techniques, they're less flashy when you show them, but when you do them, like your success rate's way higher when you actually do them. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's some techniques that are like that. Like when you look at them, you're like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you actually do them, you're like, dang, this success rate is pretty high on this. Passing the leg is, I think, is that the trickiest part?
I think so.
Is that where
I
the
think
fight
is? The key really is learning how to sprawl your leg back and reach under for their Achilles. Once you can reach under and you can drag it, that's when you feel good. And then switch your grip.
Yeah. You guys have questions on that?
No, good. Thank you.
Just want to try it, huh?
Yeah, just want to try it now.
What else you got, man?
It'll work.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to show, since you guys are doing side control stuff.
Yeah.
So, my favorite, if you want to go side control right here, on this side. This is called the harpoon sweep. So, everybody who knows my jiu-jitsu know I love this move, okay?
Yeah, thanks,
So,
Chad.
a lot of side control stuff. This is how you do it. If he's really bearing down hard on me and it sucks, and he has this crossface, and I can't do anything, there is something you can do. This is what you do. You grab his bicep, okay? Dig your bicep in here. And then with this elbow, tuck it down by his belly button. You got to change the angle. Down here, under him. Now with this top hand, switch and reach around and grab his lat. All right, now right here, it's over. You've already won. He doesn't know, but you're going to win. Okay, watch. All of a sudden, I'm going to keep this bicep trapped and my arm underneath him very gently. Now look.
It's almost
It's like magic, bro.
This one's almost harder to show than it is just to do.
You got to feel it. If you practice it, though, you'll have it. So they're really bearing down on you. You're going to use their weight against them and their momentum. Bicep grab, tuck your elbow to their belly button. Boom. Switch. Way over. Grab their far lat. Rope. Boom.
Then if you're rolling like with a partner, then you should be able to go back and forth, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right. Because how we end up, he can do it to me then.
Good.
Yeah, sure. I don't even know if I can. I've never done this.
Really? Oh, man.
Let's see.
So he's giving you hands up. Now you got to kind of change the angle, get way underneath me. Yeah. I'll switch this one. Grab my far lat. Okay, now you're going to roll me. Roll over your shoulder and roll me.
Am I walking my hip out?
Slightly, yeah. Nice.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I can't post because you trapped my posting arm.
Now, let me ask you this. Go back down in your back, because there's another thing you do in here. When I'm here, and you get there.
If their arm's ever here, I'm always grabbing their bicep. If they switch it and they do this, I'm head and arm choking them.
Yeah.
Right here, and I'm going to finish them right here. They're going to tap out from this. So I'm thinking in my mind, do they have their arm here? I'm going to harpoon sweep them. If they have it here, I'm head and arm choking them. If he's too strong and I can't get him here, I'm going to sweep him from here. I'm going to flip my hips.
Yeah, that's the one you do.
And roll him.
Yeah.
So those three variations you can do when someone's on your side control and giving you hell.
Now, what if somebody, I know you do some other thing and you go to get your harpoon set up. I'm in here. Oh, yeah. So okay. So if instead of me, like, okay, so sometimes what happens is the top guy feels like, well, what I need to do is change this angle.
Right.
So they start bringing their hand in and going like this, but really I'm just giving him the sweep.
If he does that as he goes, he's helping you. I want him to go that way. Look, go down like that way. That way sucks. That way is working against me. I don't like that. But if I have it and he starts walking that way, look, it's so much easier.
Yeah, it's a perfect roll then. Yeah.
So that's why I always tell you, like when we roll, the defense for this kind of is to get you hip to hip. Stay down that way
Here.
like that. See, now I can't get under him. I can't roll him because he's here. Now we got to work different stuff. But if it's just pure side control and he's just really pushing down on you and you're like, God, I don't know what to do, that's a harpoon sweep. Or if he's this way, head and arm.
And then if you get head and arm and I panic and I start coming out, you go
back to it, boom, and then back to this. See, I'm making him feel threatened, and he's the one on top thinking he should be beating me. I submit guys like this all the time. Like, God damn, I can't beat him. What do I do? Now, those three things.
Don't you do one more thing too, where if I post my hand, you push me off the other side?
But I think that's just a normal
That's just
escape
like
that you
the-
teach, like how to
got
recover
you.
guard. Yeah,
Got
then
you.
I go back
Okay.
to traditional.
Right.
Jiu-jitsu
If I
at
do
that point.
post,
Yeah,
got you.
it will fall back into that.
Is that watch what we're talking
You
about
good?
just for context? No, you
Okay,
do.
yeah.
So we're here. Here's what I mean. He starts to set
I
up
go
the
harpoon.
harpoon. Yeah, go ahead. And then he goes, go ahead. And I go like, I do this.
Now, see, he stopped it because I can't get him. So I'm gonna go back to this, the normal stuff.
Boom.
Boom,
Yeah, there you go. That's what happens.
back.
Yeah.
And then we'll just start playing the regular stuff. But either way, you win. He hasn't advanced his position on you.
So a couple things are happening. Like this kind of sweep is built on connection. All right. So the top player is like they're biting down on the bottom player's body. So I'm cross facing. I got my underhook. I'm trying to stay tight. And then Chad, he uses my connection against me. So when I get connected, instead of him framing, he solidifies the connection. And now when he reaches over, I'm like, oh man, dude, this doesn't feel good to me at all, right? This
Because
feels.
he knows he's about to go. I can dump him. This whole arm is trapped. He can't stop it. I'm going to throw him that way. And it doesn't take a lot of strength. It's just all momentum.
My arm range doesn't post out wide enough up here, my free arm, to block it all the time. Now, sometimes you get lucky. Like I'll get lucky and I'll emergency post it, but that's when our bodies separate and you regard it.
And you've seen it so many times
A
because we
bunch
roll
of
so
times.
much that you
Yeah.
know it's coming. You kind of feel it. But
Yeah.
a normal match, man, you'll get people with that all the time.
Yeah, those are really good. Those are good weapons to have in your arsenal from bottom. Like, because you got to have your escapes. Like, you got to have your basic escapes. But then what happens is when you get on into these bad positions and you have your escapes and you kind of have those, main ideas dialed in, you start to kind of add to it. And some of the things you add are like actually offensive attacks from the bad positions, which are like, it's kind of like you're screwing with the top player's head a little bit because like I'm in the dominant position and now I'm worried about getting attacked, right? Which is like most of the time the pin positions don't have good attacks, but if you have really solid attacks that if you can kind of fold those into your escape patterns, it gives you're going to get one or the other.
I don't think it's good to always be defensive minded. Sometimes you got to be defensive minded, but a lot of times it's better if you can put your opponent on the defense. Make you go offense and attack him and make him feel threatened and scared, and then his offense isn't going to be as effective.
Yeah.
So that's how I think.
Yeah. And that's the catch wrestling is called catch wrestling because they believe in catching the submissions. Yeah. They don't go so much position before submission. They go like get what you can get as soon as you can get it.
Yeah.
And that's not always a bad thing. Like I think what's bad is when people concrete themselves to one idea or the other. Yeah. Where they're like, I'm only catch or I'm only position before submission. You gotta like kind of have it both.
Well, sometimes it can get you in trouble. You gotta be smart with it.
Yeah.
And don't just always go all offensive. Sometimes you do gotta go defense.
Yeah.
You gotta play. It's a fine line what to do.
Another good offensive from the bottom when you have side control is the fly trap that Jeremiah Vance does. So when you guys are done with this, you guys got to look that up. And my legs are kind of too short for that, but you guys should be perfect.
Yeah, that's I'm not super good at it, but Dennis, this is like Dennis's thing. Yeah, he kind of like he'll reach up and grab his leg, either this one or I don't even actually know this one yet, or this one, or he goes like this. He does some shit, and then you get stuck in here, and if you're not careful, you end up getting triangled from the bottom.
Let me show you more good submission that's easy and you can remember it. It doesn't take a lot of steps. Get side control this side. I do this submission to guys a lot too. So if we're here, I want to weave this in and I'm going to work it. I'm going to just let it hang out here behind his head. I'm going to sit here for a little bit until he's not really thinking he's in danger. With this hand, I'm going to make a fist. And when all of a sudden, when he lifts his head up, I'm going to slide it. And this backhand is going to grab my far wrist. Okay, right here. And I'm going to dig this into his jugular as I look away like this. Okay, so it's real quick. We're just hanging out here. He thinks he's got me. Everything's fine. Then all of a sudden, before you know it, boom, wham.
Yeah.
And it's over. I have a YouTube video of it where I finished a guy like that in class.
Yeah.
It's real simple. It's just Ezekiel.
Yeah.
I think you finished me in class like that, like numerous times.
But it's real quick and it's not a lot of steps, so it's easy to remember.
I've heard it called the stealth choke too. Have you seen it from bottom mount?
Bottom mount.
So David Mitchell does it from here, where if you're on top.
Oh yeah. I do it to guys everywhere. It's my favorite.
You're on top.
Yeah.
He'll grab here and slide it in, and you'll hit the same however you do it. I'm not super good at it.
If you feel there's a little groove right here in between my neck, set the side of your wrist on that right there.
Oh, the side.
And then grab your own wrist.
Wrist or elbow?
No, wrist.
Here.
Can you grab it?
Oh, like this.
Can you grab your wrist? Now look away and then twist.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got
Man,
you.
when I roll with Chad, he makes me feel like I'm in a gi even when I'm not.
That no gi is deadly, bro.
So when you're grabbing the wrist, are you pulling the wrist into the neck, or are you pulling up?
Let me see. So we're here. You can't have it like this. This isn't gonna work. You have to have it like this. Okay. So with this here, yeah. Set it right here. Grab your own wrist, and then this is just to trap him so he can't back out. What I'm really gonna do is I'm gonna grab here and I'm gonna just do this motion.
Got it. Okay.
Here, and then I'm just gonna push into the side of his neck. Boom.
It's the Ezekiel motion.
Yeah, same as Ezekiel.
Again, attacks from bad positions, right?
Yes.
Right. The Dookie attack, while we're on this track, you might as well put it out there, because I'll do this from time to time just to be a nuisance. Side control. So we could be here. Sometimes if top guy's not paying attention and they bring this arm around, you catch him here. And you might not get the submission, you probably won't, but you open up enough space to get out of the position, if that makes sense. So we're here. Just like he could catch my arm in a key lock, I can catch his. It's a mirror position. Whack! He comes around. And then what I like to do is bridge and try to get it, but really I'm just trying to make space to get my guard back and get out.
Nice.
So it's the same idea. You're using a submission as a threat to either get the tap or to make something change in the position.
Right,
yeah. I trained with a guy, we called him Frank the Tank. He was a little bit older, and he used to always start in like bad positions, let everyone mount him. But he was crafty enough that like he could choke you when you had mount, or when you had his back, or when he could submit you with these from really bad positions.
I love that.
He was really crafty at it, where it kind of sucks because you didn't feel that comfortable in those positions, you know?
Right.
Like, so that's another kind of attribute about your grappling you could build up about being hard to, like, one is being hard to kill. Like, I'm really big on that. You want to be hard to kill. You want to make it hard for people to finish you, not because you're so tough and you're like, I'm going to take the sub, but just because you're a nuisance. Like every time they do something, you got a weird little thing you're doing back just to make it even harder. And then the other thing is being dangerous from all positions. Like you want to be like one of those animals that's just fucking dangerous all the time, any position. Yeah. So side control, whether you're mounted, like you start pulling tricks out of your bag, and they might not be high percentage, but you're throwing them out like. You're never just chilling.
You're giving your opponent more to think about. It's just more stuff he has to worry about.
Multi-dimensional.
I wanted to show a triangle escape that's real easy, but before that, I wanted to show can we get back in that Josh Barnett scarf position since we talked about this? There's a whole bunch of submissions that you can do from here. But you sit forward, okay? This is the same thing that we did when we did the diaphragm crush. So we're in the same position. What I want to do here, this wrist, I want to grab it and I'm going to push it down underneath my bottom knee right here. See how I caught it? So we're here. We're sitting in this position. We're fighting. He's probably tired, but he can't get up. So I'm just resting. When I'm ready, I'm going to reach back, grab his wrist, and shove it underneath my bottom knee. Okay? Now he's trying. He can't even get it out right now.
No.
He's done, bro. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit forward and I'm going to do like a Kimura, but with my legs. Okay? Watch. I'm gonna switch my stance. I'm gonna lean forward, tap, and what I'm gonna do is slide his wrist backwards on the mat, so it goes under, and then the objective is to slide it back, and I'm gonna do that with my body.
Yeah, nice.
So if you can't get to Josh Barnett, let's say you're doing this and you can't finish it, and he's fighting. All of a sudden, look, I grab this, push it under my bottom. Wham! You've won, dude. Now I'm gonna sit forward.
Tap. Nice.
Over. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's just one of my favorite moves from the scarf position.
Yeah.
I think it's a good submission for people to know. It's easy. I'm all about easy submissions that don't take a lot of moves. It doesn't take a lot of stuff to get there. It's easy to remember, and it's always there. So.
Yeah. And you have from this same spot, so you got scarf, right? You got the chest crush. When you get in this fight, maybe you're trying to pin it down. go ahead, and they're like giving you the battle, right? You could push this in
Yeah.
and go to head and arm.
Finish here.
And set up the head and arm.
Also, you can do arm bar from here. You straighten it, step on it.
Tap. Yeah, that's dope.
So there's a bunch of stuff you can do, right?
Exactly.
But this is the number one mistake that people make here. They won't sit far enough forward with this leg. They'll be back here. Okay, I'm not putting enough pressure on him. There's nothing going on. He can get out. There's
And
a
you
lot of
see what
space.
opens up? The
See?
gap for my elbow.
So the key to this position is pull this up and sit way up forward and grab your thigh.
Yeah.
See
No,
Now he's done.
I'm
dude.
stuck on my back.
I'm gonna do the Josh Barnett. I'm gonna do the push under here. I'm gonna do the straight arm bar. I'm gonna do, like Tim said, push it across for this. I could do the Ezekiel choke from here with this. Look, this is already back here. I could do this, set it on his neck. Here, boom.
Oh yeah.
There's like 5 submissions right there, dude. So that's why I think that position, that scarf position, is one of the most strongest positions in jiu-jitsu.
With the inside arm control, you're right.
Yes.
This is money.
And
This.
also another mistake, never again do this with your arm over here. People teach this. I hate this, dude.
Well,
I'm not strong enough to hold you here.
yeah.
I basically have 2 underhooks.
The reason people teach this is because when they get the headlock, get the scarf hold. Go ahead with this arm. No, go over the head.
Oh, this
Right.
way, yeah.
Is a lot of people don't do a good enough management of this arm,
Right.
and so if you don't manage the arm, you end up exposing your back. And so they teach you get the underhook. So if you have the underhook, now your back is not exposed. That's the idea.
But if you sit so far forward here, I've never ever had a guy come out of this position on me. I don't care how big or strong he is, he's never been able to get out of this. Because I sat so far forward and I'm so far under his tricep, he cannot move, dude. He can't get me off of him right here. I'm grabbing my hamstring tight. But if I'm here, look, put that in front of my face and push me.
Oh, yeah, I can
Look,
free.
you can do all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But here, look, bro, it's bad news bears for you right here, bro. I'm messing with you. Whoa, I'm doing this. It just sucks. So get that around the neck.
If you guys want to look for more tips too on that scarf hold position, if you look up like a judo scarf hold, there's some real good, like that position in judo is like one of their money positions. In jiu-jitsu, they never talk about it
I don't
hardly.
know why. And catch wrestling too. It's one
Yeah.
of their money positions. Josh Barnett is the one who I watched do that.
I think in jiu-jitsu, they're so afraid of getting the back taken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they teach it like, oh, that's a headlock. It's easy to get out. And I always tell people, those are easy to get out of if someone doesn't know how to do
If
them.
you're not doing it right,
When someone knows how to do it, they suck,
you do
dude.
it all night, bro.
They're terrible. They're terrible. Any questions from you guys?
No, good. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let me check the feed. We're good.
Can I show them that easy triangle?
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick?
yeah, yeah. Let's do that.
So there's a million variations to get out of a triangle choke, okay? I learned this a long time ago. I seen Dean Lister teach it, okay? And it's very easy. It's easy to remember. You'll never forget it. So you get put in a triangle, okay? Now, as who's the guy that said you fucked up a long time ago? Kurt Osiander
Yeah.
said you fucked up a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right? And you did. But there's an easy way to get out of this. It's counterintuitive to think you don't want to give him your arm. People be like, oh, you need to get your arm back this way because you need to make space for your neck. What I say is give him your arm. He's going to say, oh, man, I got this guy, right? I want you to grab this hand and imagine that there's a plate right here on the floor. I'm going to put my hand on the plate. I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to spin on the plate like this. I don't know if you can see my hand, but I'm going to spin on the plate. And then I'm going to walk around this side, and his legs are going to pop off. His legs cannot hold me, ever. You get out of every triangle ever you're put in, okay? Don't panic. If you get put in the triangle, and you get your arm across, and you're like, oh, I'm done. You're not done. Give him your arm. Give him more of it. Put it on the plate. Come up, spin, walk around this side, and push.
Nice. Nice.
Basic and easy, my favorite.
It's like the idea is like when you get bit by a dog or a person, they tell you like don't pull your hand out, drive your hand in,
Towards, counterintuitive.
push into it.
Yeah.
Same idea. You're in the triangle, sure. Just like if you're in rubber guard or pyramid guard, the answer is not to pull out. When you try to pull out, you end up getting caught.
So this is over here. He pushes it across. You're like, oh man. Damn, on the plate, spin. Look, I can't hold it. No matter how hard I hold my legs together, I cannot
That's
hold
true.
you, dude.
What happens often is we try to stack with the other hand.
Yeah.
People try to stack this way and you get stuck.
Right.
This guy's already here.
See, it bends my hips, comes off.
Nice. Yeah.
So you shouldn't
That's a
get
good
finished
tip.
in triangles. You have that. Look up Dean Lister's triangle escape. He's the one that taught that. So
That's a good one.
shout out Dean.
Those are all fantastic. Those are all like really
Just easy basics.
easy ideas. And what happens, jiu-jitsu is just like any other battle. Like when the adrenaline's going, if your jiu-jitsu is dependent on too many steps or too many fine movements, you won't be able to do them in the battle. You'll just you freak out. Yeah. That's why techniques that are based on like, hey, you're here, boom, big motor movements, much easier to do under stress than fine motor skills. They teach that a lot with cops and like the firearms, and some of the firearms are even designed in certain ways that you don't have to use too many fine motor movements.
I heard Chuck talk about that.
Yeah, that's real important stuff. Great stuff there. Hey, you guys have a little time to you want to check out Hito Gracie, Andre Galval?
Yeah.
Just been doing some we've been doing some match analysis. All right, let me pull it up.
This is so cool, man. Modern technology. Man.
I know, it's crazy.
I'm here. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dude, you couldn't do it. Here we go. Oh, let me share my screen. I was actually lucky enough to be at this event.
Oh, you were here?
Yeah, nice. I'll tell you guys a cool story. Even though somebody will probably say it's not true, but it is true. So before this event happened, I was working closely with Rose Gracie, who is Hito Gracie's sister. Rose is the sister of Hito and Henner and Halleck. And Halleck is the one who put Metamoris on.
Okay.
Right. And she called me and she's like, hey, we're trying to figure out the matches that we want to do for Metamoris. And she's like, we want to have Hito Gracie be like the main event. Like who do you, she asked me, who do you think would be like the number one IBJJF guy? Like if we could get anyone to get a fight with him, who would be a good fight? And I'm like, Andre Galval. You guys got to get Andre Galval.
Yeah.
They got Andre Galval. Now, I'm not saying it was just because of me, because I think he's kind of was an obvious answer.
Right.
But he definitely was the guy that I recommended, and they were actually able to do it. This event was pretty awesome because they paid all these guys, at least the first one, they paid them good money. They went, they lost their ass on it because of it. But it sure was a cool match. And what you'll notice is Hito Gracie, he doesn't defend side control or mount at all against Andre Galval. He lets him get side control. He lets him mount him because he feels so comfortable with those escapes. It's a real good example of being calm under pressure and not giving up when you're put in bad positions. And you watch the tide of the match, it starts to change as the match goes on a little further. So let's check this out.
It's in San Diego.
It's San Diego.
The jiu-jitsu community is interested in seeing Hito not competing at the same levels and the same championships that Andre is competing in. What can we expect from your brother in this match?
KeepItPlayful.com. Hito's whole hype right now is very much one of figuring out how to practice and train jiu-jitsu for him, for his students.
Different body types, huh?
In a way
Totally
that I was going to train
different,
to
man.
He's a lot taller and slimmer.
Yeah.
That's Hito's whole hype.
Andre's
So he
built
is
like a little
much more mature.
little tank,
Much
dude.
more mature. And he's wearing patches on his back and on his leg that say KeepItPlayful.com. He's that relaxed, and I think he's here to have fun with it, But he's so respectful. He's so understanding of the threat that faces him in Andre Galval. What a legitimate threat. This guy is
I know he's
top of the food chain.
keeping it playful, but none of these guys are playing out right now.
I don't know, bro. He's a happy character.
I know he's a happy guy, but he's also a serious guy. So is Andre. Both guys very relaxed now. Oh.
Nice takedown.
Doesn't need to finish pass. Let him pass.
Hito very relaxed here.
Good pressure from Andre. Great side control, and Hidon not making any major attempt to get out. Just more than anything, looking to defend here.
Andre's really a machine. When you think about the book that he's written, Drill to Win, that's really a mantra of Atos. You know what to expect from these guys. They're technicians. You see over in Andre's corner, Guy and
You can see Hidon's doing just enough to like defend the position, but not so much that he's like getting super tired or doing anything
If you look at his
crazy.
facial expressions, he's real calm. He's not panicking.
No.
Andre locking down pretty nicely on Hidon's belt, controlling the position. Hidon's totally relaxed here.
So you don't stress here about being on the bottom.
Not at all. Not at all.
He didn't really defend the pass, but it's still interesting to see if you're going to give up this position.
Yeah. Here goes Andre feeding the lapel around. Looking to set up either an arm trap or possibly some kind of choke here with the lapel coming around the bottom.
Dangerous to be stagnant with Andre for too long, huh?
Yeah.
Because you know
Right.
he's going to be setting something
He's
up.
going to do something. Yeah.
Escape artist.
And again, there's that inverted escape that we've been drilling.
You know, fighting a little bit more aggressively there to prevent the guard pass.
Yeah. Andre looking really strong in his control here.
He's got that gi wrapped.
And the crazy thing is, like, Hidon's not really a competitor. You know what I mean? Like, he's done a few here and there, but nothing like Andre. Like, Andre's highly decorated.
Andre feeding the lapel around the back. Nice handle back there for
Is he just
control.
using this for control at this point? The hold the lapel behind his back?
Yeah. Yeah. He might try to pass his hand, but yeah, he just snuck it down there. Looking to Bravo choke.
Andre can come under with his right hand. He's going to hand off the lapel behind the neck and then loop around.
So Hidon looking very relaxed.
Yes, saving his grips. 100%. Just chilling. Look at his hand. He's pretty much asleep right now. I mean, you heard it in the intro. He's thinking defense, self-defense. Hang out here and watch out for the submission. He has so much respect for the dynamic.
Hidon's got his left leg like weaved in there odd. Andre, you could see he's driving that knee up.
Should we think that because of this position that he's playing now, he doesn't have a lot of attacks?
No, not at all. He has very, very aggressive top game. When he gets on top, he's relentless with the chokes and the arm locks. But yeah, he's, strategy-wise, he's not trying.
In this position, like, you wouldn't see this in no-gi jiu-jitsu.
No.
Andre's in the same position too.
It would have fallen apart already. Turned into something else.
Oh, he mounts it.
Bridge from right out of there.
You don't let him mount right there. You don't let him mount just so he can trap and roll him. And then Andre, great job getting right back to his feet.
I'll tell you, that mount escape is much different than what we really see on the jiu-jitsu tournament scene. The guys fighting like crazy to get the guys off them once they mount.
Yeah.
To see he don't allow that to happen and hit that roll really fast.
Oh, yeah. No stress whatsoever. Andre looking to break Hidon's grips in the lapel and advance his own.
Six-minute mark. 13 minutes to go. Inside leg kick attempts. You guys evenly matched up in weight.
I think the static grip fighting with the material like really changes the match, man.
It just slows it down.
Yeah. It takes things that should take like 4 seconds. It makes them take 14
Starting
seconds.
much
You know what I mean?
Like
Like
2 minutes.
it's like putting it in, it's weird. It puts jujitsu in slow motion in a weird way.
My hands are hurting watching these guys.
Yeah. Right.
Andres in here is world class. We watch him switch back and forth.
But the jacket definitely is nice because it allows you to observe more things that are going on while they're happening. Kind of helps your understanding. And then when you take it off and it's going fast, you still at least have the idea of what you're trying to do in that spot.
That's a really good way to look at it. It slows it down a lot. Like for me,
The deep collar grip.
Let's see, Andre's going to try to shuck his feet to the side.
I like that opposite lapel grip
Yeah.
because you're always threatening with the loop.
Yep.
And it's also, you can use it as a
Frame.
frame.
Yeah.
To block it from coming in.
Yeah. And you have to respect it. The top player has to respect it. If you
I
don't
never
respect
understand
it,
why
you
people
choke.
grab the
Andres
same
was
stuff.
surprised.
It doesn't make
Neither.
any sense.
Me
If he's
neither.
gonna come around this way, I'm grabbing opposite.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was pretty aware of, you know, you don't have him, of course, trained his whole life.
Gave up the mount
At the
again.
press conference, he really talked about
Andre didn't want it. Went to knee on
She's
belly.
always gonna get sweat.
And then he went to side. Did you see that?
Yeah. He didn't want any part of that.
You talk about pin transitions. He went from mount, knee on belly to side.
Again, he done very relaxed.
Very relaxed, a little too relaxed.
Oh, no,
Back to
no.
guard.
He gets him in some bad spots here, I think. Like this, man. Look at the
Left arm
arms
is out there.
isolated.
Andre's focusing on it. That could be
Yeah, he's trying
dangerous.
to wrap his lapel around it to trap it to heat on the body. The trap arm.
Belly down. Wow. Back to knee on belly. Again, in these format, these are dominant positions, but there are no points being awarded.
There it is. There's the handoff.
Setting up that choke. Crowd starting to respond.
You don't fight in the hand. Andre looking to get both hands in the collar. He on fighting them pretty well.
It looks like a bad spot for Hedon here.
Lots of hand respect going on. Andre's trying to keep that collar in the bottom. Hedon's not letting it happen.
There we go. Position to break that grip and nullify the effect of it. Andre's right back on it.
Never understands.
Andre's staying very methodical in his approach.
Yeah, great control and just slowly advancing.
Approaching that deep water mark of 10 minutes. I don't know how Hedon trains, so if training like this with these time limits is really an issue or not.
Oh no, he's definitely training for the 20. He's definitely training for the 20, and you know he said it. He doesn't want to prioritize the aggression of the situation too early. He doesn't really. All this.
Hedon trying to back out. Andre's still maintaining that grip, pulling that shoulder.
Hedon sitting out, butterfly guard here, controlling a lapel. Andre doing a good job clearing one of the hooks.
I like that top side camera angle. Yeah, it's cool.
Again, a theme of tonight, these guys with amazing guard play. We haven't seen a lot of passes when guys are resisting. We saw Shanji pass. We saw Kyle pass, Chrome pass at the end. It's a half guard.
9 minutes remaining, just over 9.
Andre back on that gi.
See, like, Hunter's not really able to do what he's trying to do, though. Every time he gets set up where he's just about like, okay, now he's going to go. He don't just makes a small adjustment. He's just being hard to kill, just kind of like a nuisance, and changes it up, and then Andre's got to reset it again.
Right.
It's a bad spot. Andre can pass that gi underneath Hedon's head. Going to north-south.
Working that lapel once again.
This is a really dangerous position in north-south with the gi when you have both of those grips. What's Hidon's strategy here?
Well, Andre's probably going to try to pick him up and take his back right now. He's going to stand up. He's going to rip both lapels straight up and put his hooks
He
in.
likes that north south position.
Yeah.
He doesn't fill up.
Want to catch.
Yeah, isolating that elbow again.
Now he wraps. We worked on some of these.
For that gi.
Trying to wrap over the arm.
8 minutes left. You know, it's almost about to fall asleep. Look at his face. This is one of the things our grandfather was so big on, you know, to be able to be in these bad situations like this and just be here and not get tapped out and just be.
I hear you loud and clear when you say that, kind of, but people want to see some submissions here.
Oh, there's no doubt. I'm not saying Hidon's going to win like this. I'm just saying he's exercising his defense mindset.
Oh, I just got that.
Yeah, he passed the lapel under again.
He's probably going to try to tug that really hard and pick Hidon up and take his back as well. He stands up and rips on that lapel. It's on the opposite side. So it'll pick Hidon's left armpit up and create a possible back mount turn.
That was
He was waiting for that opportunity to roll right through. That's right over. I think he's really active in those.
Hands here, double underhooks.
And he was just kind of being
You don't
passive,
Yeah.
just reacting to every other doing.
See when Hidon is intent on not letting Andre pass. Right. He can't.
Sometimes you can be tough to submit a guy like that, which all they're doing is thinking about defense because they never put themselves in a bad position.
No
Going
offense.
very often.
Yeah.
It can become frustrating. The Andre is still attacking.
It's like when you're used to somebody coming after you a certain way, or jiu-jitsu players like attacking and working offense just as much as defense, and then somebody doesn't even work that way at all. It almost shuts down your game. Yeah.
Gets in your head a little bit.
You know how like when somebody who comes in and they're new and they don't do any of the expected patterns that you think they should do because they're so dumb they don't know what to do, and it's actually harder to deal with them. Yeah. You're like, I need you to pull your arm out so I can triangle you now. Nice.
Really the first time in this match that we've seen him really go for it.
Yeah, he don't know what time it is. It's like he's understanding that at this point it's time to.
So they had this arena, Viejas Arena in it's either like San Diego State or University of San Diego. I can't remember which campus it was on when I went, but most of the arena was empty. So they like had it super dim. They just kind of put everyone right up. Yeah. It was awesome.
Where were you sitting at? You're sitting pretty close.
They had me up on the side in this press thing. We had to wear all black. It was pretty trippy. Well, we got to go to the after party, which was like the dopest after party of all time. The guy, dude, yeah, because the guy that owns Studio 40, what's that Studio 51? The jiu-jitsu one, Studio. Oh, is it 54? Is it 54? Or is that the movie?
Like the movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, though.
Studio 540.
540, yeah, he paid for the after party. He paid for the whole thing. Yeah, it was an open bar, and it was all the jiu-jitsu
How
dudes.
much are they paying these guys for this?
I
Some crazy.
don't know. I think they were getting like between like say like anywhere from 10 to 40, probably somewhere around there, probably. I think.
You know, you hear the crowd both for
And
Hidon and
yeah,
Andre.
it was pretty neat to be at an after party where Gene Lister's got like 6 beers in his pockets. You know, he's so wasted. And Salo Hibero's like drinking, and Renato Laurent just walking around. They don't know who he is yet, really. Like he's like trolling dudes. It was a pretty fun time, man.
Yeah, we haven't really seen
I met Hickson that night. That was when I got to meet
He was
Hickson.
there too.
Hickson, I don't remember him being upstairs. It was at the rooftop of this hotel, but I remember him being downstairs, and I remember seeing him standing on the corner. Yeah, I took a picture with him. Like, yeah. Bro. Love you, man. Yeah.
Even split on the crowd going wild here. There's a sweep and 3 minutes remaining. Ivan looks much more determined in marching forward here. Yeah, no, he definitely wants to finish the fight, you know? He's just, time is not his friend at this point. Or maybe it is. Andre's definitely feeling the effect of this 17 minutes past.
These guys get close to the edge of the mat.
Andre pulls guard. It's very interesting. That's the first time we saw that. Here comes Ivan with a heavy knee. Here comes Ivan with a knee inside feed. Ivan controlling the bottom leg. Watch your balance.
A lot of top pressure to keep those knees pinched.
He has a good guard though, man. If you watch his guard in jiu-jitsu, it's not bad.
This is very interesting.
He's good. He's active with it.
2 minutes.
It feels like watching it that the tide of the match, it turns as the match goes longer. Like Andre starts to get a little more tired, and he don't seem like he has more energy. Like in these types of matches, it's submission only. There's no points, so there's no impetus for anyone to really push anything. If it means they can get submitted, right? They don't want to risk that.
Interesting exchange here.
You know, trying to drive forward.
Ivan's escapes are so smooth. Oh my God, very interesting. Ooh, Ivan falling for the foot. And Andre slipped it out just in time. See if Ivan takes the top. 50 seconds. Ivan looking around the foot. It's wrapped. No, he's just trying to entangle it.
Foot lock, the leg lock game has grown so much since even this day. You can tell, dude. You can even tell there's position tear when you're like, oh, you should do this. You should do that. Not even looking for it. The letdown of this match is that it ended in a draw. There's no sub. But the interesting thing, I think, stylistically, what makes this match so special is that you had a guy who essentially was the top guy in the competitive world, and Andre Galval was the top guy, and you had a Ivan Gracie who really wasn't actively competing, really, you know what I mean? And he went out there and he did a match against him. He took him all the way to the end.
To a draw.
To a
He
draw.
clung into them the whole time.
Yeah.
Prevented him from really getting anything.
Exactly. And I think what it shows you is like sometimes people make this mistake where they go like, unless you're a top level competitor, then like you don't know jiu-jitsu or it's no good, but that's not really true. In fact, sometimes the higher level of a competitor you are, the more specialized your jiu-jitsu style is, especially for scoring points and getting advantages and getting like those types of things. And it doesn't mean that you're still hella good at jiu-jitsu, like for sure, right? But it doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that are also really great at jiu-jitsu. They just don't compete in the same rule set you compete in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
At all. There could be someone out there that's
or at
super
all
good and dangerous.
Or at all.
And they just don't compete.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those things right now. I think the jiu-jitsu like money is always in the competitors' pockets because that's what kind of people want to see. but it doesn't. Those guys aren't always the best, if that makes sense. So that's what's kind of cool about jujitsu. There's these hidden dudes that are like, God dang, this guy's good. I don't know if it's like that in basketball or football.
Come on, Gordon.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no.
are there others? There's no like.
Well,
there could be, right?
There could be, but the top level guys probably are playing Division I somewhere.
They're playing somewhere.
They're playing somewhere.
They're not like
sitting on their couch,
right?
Yeah.
Playing in the driveway.
Yeah.
God damn, he's better than Jordan. You know, he just doesn't like to play.
Right.
He doesn't want to compete. It's like, man, I don't know about that. So yeah. So anyway, man, this is I'll send these two links out. I'll send the solo drill links out, and I'll send a link out to this video breakdown. Yeah, make sure you hit those solo drills, hit that no hands arm bar, and then all the techniques we went over tonight. That's all good stuff. And this is live streamed on our YouTube channel, so you could go back and rewatch them if you want to go like, hey, what was that head? You know, what was the choke? What was the whatever? It's all accessible to see. So thank you guys, man. Any questions?
No, thank you very much. Thanks, Chad.
That was
All right,
fun, man.
thanks, Tim.
Safe. See you
All
soon.
right, see you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Chad.
All right, later.